They removed you for not going along with whatever the tech narrative is, because tech clearly has a censorship agenda when it comes to COVID, in terms of treatment, in terms of whether or not you are promoting what they would call vaccine hesitancy.
Joe Rogan announced to his 7.8 million followers that he created an account on Twitter challenger Getter. So why is one of the most popular figures in the media signaling that he could leave Twitter?
What was the particular tweet? Did they tell you what the particular tweet was or what the offense was?
They never tell you.
The story begins with Robert Malone, a guest on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, who was going viral after he was permanently banned from Twitter. Rogan hosted the doctor and researcher on his show, and now several segments from the episode have gone viral, gaining millions of views.
I'm just hoping that clip where you explained this mass formation psychosis makes the rounds.
Joe's wish came true, and that one segment has been viewed over 4.5 million times on Twitter. Other portions of the podcast have also garnered millions of views, as Rogan and Malone discuss COVID-19 and the heavy-handed actions by the government and big tech companies. Here's what Rogan had to say about Twitter's permanent ban of Malone.
And Jesus Christ, Twitter, put the fucking guy back on.
So who is Robert Malone, and why was he banned from Twitter? Robert Malone is a medical doctor and virologist who is credited with inventing the mRNA technology used in the Pfizer and Moderna COVID vaccines.
I've run, over 100 clinical trials, mostly in the vaccine space, but also in drug repurposing. I've been involved in every major outbreak since AIDS. This is kind of what I do. I know Tony Fauci personally. I've dealt with him my whole career.
Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, Malone has been a vocal critic of the government's response to the virus and their handling of the mRNA vaccines. And although he is vaccinated and supports vaccines as a medical doctor, he has criticized the way COVID-19 vaccines were brought to market.
Have you taken the COVID vaccine?
So the answer is yes. I've also been infected twice.
In late December, Twitter permanently banned Malone's account for statements he made about the safety of COVID-19 vaccines. Malone says that he didn't receive an explanation from Twitter or a link to a specific post or statement violating Twitter's rules. However, a Twitter spokesperson told Just the News that Malone had at least 5 strikes against his account. Under Twitter's policy on COVID-19 misinformation, an account is permanently banned after 5 violations. Twitter says that they primarily rely on partners such as Reuters and AP to provide the basis of their fact-check program. One of the strikes against Malone's account seems to be related to a viral video from early December, when Malone made claims that the mRNA vaccines could be permanently harmful for children and that the new technology has not been adequately tested. AFP issued a fact check on Malone's video and deemed it false. The outlet quoted a doctor who said, "There is absolutely no evidence that the spike proteins generated in response to the COVID-19 vaccine are toxic." In another video, he made an appearance on the Ingram Angle on Fox News, where he stated that we will never be fully vaccinated against COVID-19, and that the Omicron blows right through the vaccine and the triple jabbed. The Associated Press cracked down with a fact check on December 28th, and within 24 hours, the doctor was banned from Twitter. Although the interview was from earlier in December, it seems that AP chose to issue the fact check because of the attention it received on social media. Oddly enough, the news outlet didn't dispute Malone's claim that vaccinated people can still get the new variant. They wrote, "While it's true that people who are vaccinated can still get infected with Omicron, early research has shown that the Pfizer and Moderna mRNA COVID-19 vaccines are effective at preventing severe disease, hospitalization, and death stemming from the new variant." Malone's final tweet seems to refer to a podcast episode where he was a guest before he was banned from Twitter or appeared on Joe Rogan's show. The next day, Joe Rogan had him on his podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, which has been Spotify's #1 podcast in 2020 and 2021. While the streaming giant doesn't release listener data, an estimated 11 million people watch or listen to each episode. The two men wasted no time before bringing up Malone's recent ban and the dangers of censorship. Rogan called him one of the most qualified people in the world to talk about vaccines, and Malone questioned why some experts like him are silenced while others aren't.
If it's not okay for me to be part of the conversation, even though I'm pointing out scientific facts that may be inconvenient, then who can be allowed?
Malone also revealed that he is considering suing Twitter over the ban. However, he said that he doesn't like the legal process. Malone revealed on the podcast that he has been active on the social media platform Getter since he was banned from Twitter. Former Trump advisor Jason Miller said that he created Getter to challenge social media oligarchs from Silicon Valley. He also said that the platform is meant to be independent from cancel culture. Shortly after Joe Rogan hosted Robert Malone, he revealed that he also created an account on the new platform. He said, "Just in case shit over at Twitter gets even dumber, I'm here now as well. Rejoice." In one viral clip that has not been removed by Twitter, Malone criticized vaccine mandates and asserted that the federal government is breaking laws and ethical guidelines.
Our government is out of control on this, and they are lawless. They completely disregard bioethics. They completely disregard the federal common rule. They have broken all the rules that I know of, that I've been trained on for years and years and years.
In the clip that has gained over 4.5 million views, Malone describes a phenomenon called mass formation psychosis. He compares the current state of America to Germany in the 1920s and 30s.
Very intelligent, highly educated population, and they went barking mad.
He goes on to assert how the situation parallels our current society, where people are disconnected from each other but laser-focused on a single problem. This is what he says leads to the government gaining huge power over the country.
When you have a society that has become decoupled from each other and has free-floating anxiety and a sense that things don't make sense, we can't understand it, and then their attention gets focused by a leader or a series of events on one small point, just like hypnosis, they literally become hypnotized and can be led anywhere. Anybody who questions that narrative is to be immediately attacked. They are the other. This is central to mass formation psychosis, and this is what has happened.
His comments created so much traction that Google initially added a note on searches for the term mass formation psychosis. It read, "If this topic is new, it can sometimes take time for results to be added by reliable sources." That note has since been removed. For all the latest updates on trending news, go to dailywire.com. I'm Brett Cooper. Thanks for watching.